Hey guys, how you doing? Don't answer, this is a video. Hope you're doing well. Today I wanted to make a video to talk about the new patch that came today. Nothing big, but I wanted to talk about it. Talk about the current status of the game, and also to give you a brief idea of what the future. Don't honk. I'm recording, okay? Give you an idea of what the future is gonna be like for Unveil. But first, before we do that, we can't just overlook the fact that, oh my god, we're finally a finished product on Steam. No early access or whatsoever. We're actually a finalized product, which is still ongoing on development and is going to keep on growing for a long while. But you know, that's how video games are today. But at least I get to say, hey, this is a finished game, go buy it. And I'm really happy that happened. We launched on April 19th, and it was such a rush. I am so tired. Even if I look a little bit energetic, I am tired. And I really need a break, which I will be taking, and I'm gonna talk about that later on in this video. But I just want to say thank you all who played the early access version. Thank you all for betting on the game even when it was unfinished and way broken, like just so broken. Thank you everybody for doing that. Thank you those who participated in the beta testing of Unveil, because you guys helped make the release version much more stable for everybody and avoid a lot of frustration from potential new players. So I really appreciate it. And then of course, thank you, Crazy Barra for making the 2D assets for the game. The game looks badass with his assets, both in the tile sets and the items. The items are so good, shit. And Adam, oh my god, that guy is a genius making music. Adam Halpin, you've been listening to his songs for a while now, but he has completely redone them for so it's easier to listen to them, and also redone some of the old tracks that really needed to have a look into. The game just sounds phenomenal, so thank you both guys for making such a amazing experience for everybody who's playing Unveil. Now, let's now actually get to our agenda, because this video otherwise will get really long. So, first, you got a content patch. Let me quickly take a look at it. Which is basically what I did is I realized that many people were not really chopping trees down because 40 energy, which has changed for the release version, was actually too steep. So now with the improvised axe, it's going to cost 30 energy to chop a tree down, and with the regular axe, the one you make with sharp stone, wood log, and a vine, now it's gonna cost 24 energy. Okay, so instead of 40 and 30 energy, it's going to be 30 and 24. Reason why is because there is just way too many good resources and useful resources in a tree for players not to be chopping these down, and they were not doing it. You guys were not doing it. So with this, hopefully you feel like it's a little bit more worthwhile doing so, and it doesn't cost you like almost half, if not a whole prey, right, to pay for it. So that's one thing. But also the wooden bowls, which were not being really used in the game as well by most people, now they basically, what you need to do is, have a sharp stone, and then you use it, you select carve object, and then you pick a wood log and you carve it into a wooden bowl, which is pretty much like an open coconut, like half coconut. But I realized it was too expensive, energy and the whole chain of stuff, so I changed it up. So now it's instead of 10 energy for carving, it's 8 energy, and instead of getting one wooden bowl out of a wood log, you get 2 wooden bowls. Okay, so by duplicating the amount of output that you get and slightly reducing the tax on the energy required to do it, hopefully more of you will actually feel like it's worthwhile. I mean, I actually was play testing it, and I'm like, I know I need to do this, but shit, this is really expensive. And so with the changes on the axis costs for chopping a tree down, and the fact that you get 2 instead of 1 wooden bowl out of a wood log, hopefully this is going to enable you to get these tools more easily and make you want to get them, right? There were some smaller changes as well, like the map information HUD, that thing you get whenever you press space and you see those small icons, that tells you basically information about the map. Right? Is this map more or less sunny than other maps? More or less humid than other maps? A humidity indicator was added for that because many maps have more or less humidity than other maps, and that was not being told to you, so now it is. And the calculation for them has been changed, have been improved. So now, like some scenarios, some maps were actually telling you this map is just like any other map, and they were not. So the calculation has been adjusted so they actually show properly if this is a more wet or more dry area, an example. And what else? Well, ground holes. The holes on the ground now will have water emerge from them according to the tile they're on. So on grass it will work the same way as before. On dry dirt it will be much slower, and on sand it will barely even do so. This was important, right, to go along with how plants work as well. And a few other small changes here and there, but the most important thing is that now there's a new starting location on free roam. Okay, it's called Rocky Hills, and basically it's located somewhere in the middle between the twigged forest, which on the camera would be like here, and the swampy mud, right? And this would be like here, right? This new area. So it's sort of like above that desert that connects the two areas, and nearby to all of the rocky, mountainy area of free roam. So that way you get to explore that area more than you probably don't do as often starting on these 2 locations. And this place is kind of cool because it's kind of dry, but it's not dry, and you can get water from here and there, but not here, but you have food here. It's kind of like, it's a mix of many things. It's a very interesting location. So, and it is a starting location, even if it's on a mountain, you don't have to climb a bunch of things, because, you know, I try to make sure that starting locations don't have like huge tags on all of those things, because, you know, you're just starting. So I assume you have nothing, right, to survive it. So that has been contemplated, of course, and I've been playing on it, and it's really fun. So that is pretty much what this patch is. It's a small patch, but some adjustments, a little bit of extra content. I figured it was important. Now that I pretty much fixed most of bugs that really were coming in, I mean, some bugs are not really bugs of the game. There are issues that are not part of the game, and that's what I want to talk next, which is the current state of the game. So luckily, there are some people that say they can't even find bugs on the game. Amazing! You may not be looking hard enough, but, you know, I see the game and I just see a buggy thing because it's something I keep repairing constantly. But I do realize that it's a trend, like there's barely any bugs being reported anymore, like just pff. However, there is a small subset of people that can't run the game, or most importantly, it's not the people themselves, but the systems they have. So they may run it on their desktop, but not their laptop, or vice versa. It's really weird, and the problem does not rely on the game. The game is fine. The problem is on the engine, and I've been talking to the guy who made the engine, and he's been helpful in many occasions. But the bottom line, like especially now that I approach him with this issue, like, hey, I have some people that just say like they're just getting all of these issues, and they're clearly, you know, memory management and all that sort of things, like rendering. I can't do anything about that. And he's like, well, like, don't use it. Like, that was his final advice. Don't use the engine. Well, too late. So that is very unfortunate. The good thing is that Steam has a refund system. So what we're doing is we're telling everybody that has an issue. Luckily, it's just a few of them, otherwise we would be like crying on the floor. We're telling them, try the game, and if it doesn't work, refund it. And we're adding notices all over the place, and we still need to add some, but you're gonna find them at the support section of our forums, the support section of our website, and at the very top of our description in our Steam store page. Notice that say, hey, we have reports that some people will just not be able to run this because engine. I'm sorry. Try it, and if it doesn't work, refund it, right? Pretty straightforward. I mean, we can't do anything about it, and we're not just gonna remove the game off the store just because a small percentage of people can't play it. But I mean, there's nothing to be lost. If you just can't run it, you refund it. You get your money refunded, 100% of it. So everybody should be happy. So hopefully that works well. And I know it's unfortunate. We do want to sell the game to everybody. So of course this is not something we like as well. Like, we're not evil or something like that. It's just completely out of our hands. And this is really it. Like, I tried a lot of things. I tried way too many things, and I need to stop investing time on it because it's clearly like it's just an engine issue, and there's nothing I can do. I even tried to fall back into the old RPG Maker, like the regular RPG Maker engine, and the game just runs so poorly, like at 10 frames per second. It's impossible. It's impossible. So that is completely out of the window. But again, luckily, it's just a small subset of people. Okay, it was sad to see it at first, but now that I have a broader picture, I realize it's not everybody or half people even. It's just a small subset. So that is the current state of the game. What about the future plans? Well, as I stated on the beginning of this video, I will be taking a vacation because I much need it. My eyes are tired. I don't want to. I want to code. I want to keep on working, but I need to stop working, right? Just for a little bit. It's been 2.5 years, especially the last 3 or 4 months have been super intense, extremely intense, similar to the early access. It's a very similar thing. This was different in other ways, but I don't want to make the video about me, but I just want to say I'm so glad that I was able to finish something, right? Because if I want to keep on making games, I need to finish them, right? Even if it's like you start getting in this loop, like it's a year now where you're gonna finish this, and but I already have a year now. I'm not gonna drop it now. Okay, it's a year and a half now. You're still not finished. Shouldn't you leave it? And I'm like, but how you already have a year and a half on this, right? And it just you have that spiral of it's about time to leave it, but I already have so much time invested in it that it's a very common spiral. Luckily, I set up a plan for early access and I stick to it, and I released the early access version, and then from early access to release, I also had a plan. It was an 8-month plan. It was 10 month, still very extremely close. It doesn't matter really. Luckily, I was able to put an end to that spiral, and now everything else is just a plus, right? The game is finished, but now I get to add more content, right? So I will be taking a 2-week break. Next week will be just to ensure that I don't leave a broken game behind, since I'm patching it with new stuff, a few changes. I want to make sure it's good to go, right, for a while, and probably even start working on the new stuff. So this patch is like short term. Medium term, I want to add some stuff that you guys want. I know many of you want shelters, right? Being able to build a shelter here, right? So I want to do that. I want to see how much sense it makes. I think it's something we can have, definitely. And on the longer term, it's not only that, of course, but that is sort of like the main thing I'm looking into. And then seeing what features need to be added around that. But more things to come also in that medium term. And in the longer term, and when I mean longer term, I still mean within this year. I mean, not even close to like end of year, but longer term, like in a few months, I want to release the first big content patch, which is a free update in case you don't know. And I don't want to spoil the whole thing for you, but it's basically sailing, making use of wind, and discovering new islands or places you can survive or find different resources at. So that's gonna allow us to make a few other scenarios that are very interesting, you know, the very classic you're stuck in an island, build a raft and leave kind of thing, but also in free roam, right? Being able to well, sail. The possibilities are huge, right? And I'm not gonna spoil all of the things that implies, but rest assured that that's a very interesting area I want to get into, because I think it's gonna make a lot of sense with the game, right? With the engine, the simulation engine, and the type of game, of course. So that is sort of like what's gonna be happening. Like, it's not just these features that I mentioned. This is just a sneak peek of what I want to make, but just so you know, especially those that are new, that this is an ongoing development, right? And there are many things yet to come this year and hopefully many years. We have to see, of course, how sales continue throughout the year, but you know, I have to eventually decide, okay, when it's enough of this and when I need to start working on a new project. So, you know, we gotta balance that out. Hopefully next project, whenever that is, not now, but whenever that is, it's not gonna take 2.5 years. Okay, so it makes more sense making it and finishing it and so on. But in either case, I am really happy being able to deliver this experience to you, and I really would love to hear your suggestions. We have a section at our community tab at our Steam page where it's called feedback and suggestions, I think, right? You just click that sub forum and you just post whatever you would like to see in the game, or see if somebody has already suggested it and go, hey, I want that too, right? Because I need to gauge how many people really have interest in this. Maybe it's a cool feature, but if only one person wants it and it's such a big feature, I might as well implement, you know, 4 or 5 features that are smaller but more people want, right? Gotta balance that out. So make sure you have your voice heard, because I really want to make the game of your dreams, right? So that is pretty much it. That's the plan. Gonna be taking, to wrap up, gonna be taking a couple weeks of vacations. So by the end of May, I should be back fully charged with my now empty creativity tank refilled, so I can start working again in a more sustainable pace, by the way, because I drained the whole thing for the launch of the game. So hopefully that way I can make better and more interesting content by that time, once I am rested and willing to put more. I mean, I want to, but I know I'm not gonna be doing a good job. I realize when I sit and I'm like, I think an idea should be kicking in by now, but it's not happening. As opposed to how I know it was like just a few months ago, which was just like finding gold everywhere, like just, oh, this is a great idea, oh, I need to do this, oh my god, that, right? That's what I want to get into, and I need a little break to get that going. That's all. So anyways, thank you all for watching. Wow, shit, this is a very long video, so thank you for staying for this video. If you have any questions, make sure you post them in the comment section below. And let me think, is there anything else? No, that is all. Thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you next time.